today's anime last time video, I'll be showing you guys the best ways to get rerolls, jewels, and mythic shards. So now I'm going to break this video into 3 parts. Well, actually 4, it kind of depends, and you can see that on the YouTube timeline, I'm being for the rerolls, the mythic shards, and the jewels, and a macro for technically all of them, which is going to be a fantastic macro. I'm going to be putting you guys onto some new strats, you know, with the new St. Patrick's event, and you guys are going to be needing them shards and rerolls with this update. But before this video starts, please do subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to hit 100,000 subscribers, so please do subscribe. I'm trying to get that silver plat. And also, whilst you're going down to subscribe, please like the video and comment down below if you have any questions, because at some parts in the video I do speak quite fast. I'll stop yapping, but let's just get straight into the video. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to go over is mythic shards, because if you're playing the game, you know you're going to need a lot of mythic shards in general. Like if you return to the game, or if you're just playing the current update, you're going to need mythic shards. Let's just be honest, and you're always going to need them. So first thing I always recommend is you join the Discord server, you get the ping for the gold shop, because it's easy, free, 3 mythic shards every 12 hours if it is in the shop, and it is in the shop a decent amount of the time. So make sure you go to the gold shop and you're getting your 3 mythic shards, okay? Then make sure you're doing your daily wheel. You can get shards, rerolls, pearls, whatever. Just always do your daily spins, okay? I've already done mine. So just 2 simple things to get out of the way. Same thing with claiming your daily tasks and just playing the game for 2 hours at least. You know what I'm saying? But you might just get all 3 done. Just 3 hours of macroing, and there you go. You got your 3 hours done. Okay, now the next thing I want to talk about is a proper good strategy, which I'll explain later, where you do raids and then you do capsules, okay? So how do I explain this in in a way that makes sense? So the strat is, right, you do raids, so you do the new raids, and you get 4 to 5 rerolls from the last act, right? And then when you get 4 to 5 rerolls, you're also getting the new Clover currency. And with the new Clover currency, you can spin on here, and then you can get rerolls and mythic shards and more rerolls. So it's the best strat for rerolls, and it's a decent strat for mythic shards, but it's more for rerolls, which I mentioned a bit earlier on accident. But we'll speak more about that later, okay? So my bad. I went a little bit off topic, but you can get mythic shards from these little capsules, the leprechaun capsules, and you can get legendary shards from it. Not too many, but if you have a lot, then I guess you could. Now you can always get your every time restocks, make sure you're getting your 5 mythic shards. They just restocked for me, so I need to do that. Same with your mythic shards and legendary shards on Godly Rush. And the same goes for the new dungeon. You have mythic shards and legendary shards. Same thing goes for the old dungeon, legendary shards, mythic shards. So there's still a decent amount. You got your survival shop, obviously, mythic shards, which I still can claim. You also got your pirate tokens, where you can get 10 mythic shards, but these don't refresh, by the way, compared to like survival and the dungeon and the boss rushes. They all refresh, so you can keep grinding them. It's not every day they refresh, it's like every 2 days, so keep that in mind. And then obviously you got your level rewards, which you just get loads of everything from, so just make sure you claim them. Like, it's not hard, you just macro, and then at some point when you're done grinding, you just claim your rewards. Like, it's not that complicated. So is anything else I missed? Obviously do your battle pass. Your battle pass gives you a lot, and I highly recommend you either buy or trade for the the paid version of the battle pass. The free gives you a lot, I'm not even lying, because they made it 100 levels, but the paid one's obviously just going to give you that extra. And also, I didn't even know I got Baru. Wait, I didn't even know this unit was in my inventory, low-key. I didn't know I had this unit. Well, that's nice to figure out. The last thing maybe is Infinity Castle gives you some, so I guess you could do it. 10 mythic shards, and I guess you get some rerolls along the way. You get a decent amount of legendary shards along the way, though, not gonna lie, which you could convert to mythic. And the last thing, which is probably one of the best ways, is tournaments. Always do tournaments, because you can get a diabolical amount of mythic shards. 60 right here is crazy. You get a lot of rerolls too, but yeah, man, I mean, even if you don't get high placement, you can still get a decent amount. Like, I'm pretty sure majority of people watch this video, or at least after like a couple of days of grinding, can at least get to this part. Like, you can get to 100, 200, you know what I'm saying, which is just a free 10 mythic shards. So I mean, yeah, and obviously the rewards get better as you go up, so highly recommend you do your tournament. But yeah, for mythic shards, it's not too complicated. It's more just a little bit grinding. You just gotta do it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's mostly world 2 as well. I mean, you could do your challenges, but they're kind of mid, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you could do them, but I would really just do the other ways I said. And yeah, so there's not really much else to say, so let's just move on to rerolls. Now, rerolls and mythic shards are kind of similar in a sense. They're not too much different, with the only thing being different is the rerolls you can get a lot more, and it's a more farmable, if that makes sense, like more AFK farmable, because with mixed shards you could AFK farm this, but it's kind of mid. Maybe there's something else, but realistically we want to do the reroll strat that I mentioned earlier, being the capsule and raid method, but we'll speak about that in a minute. Just don't forget your boss rush and your golly rush you can get rerolls from every time it resets. Same with the dungeon shop, same with the survival shop. And then obviously tournament can give you a lot if you get high placement in your tournament. Why didn't this? Okay, wait, let me go over there. Your tournament can give you a decent amount. Like if you get 1 to 12, 650 rerolls, that's hefty for just doing a couple tournament runs. And then obviously you've got your little spin wheel where you can get 7 here, and then your daily wheel where you can get about 50, I think. Yeah, 50 here. So you can get a decent amount just from those alone. And then obviously if you claim your weekly, not your weekly, but your daily rewards, whatever, you can get a decent amount. However, the main way that I want to mention, the AFK farmable method, I guess you could say, is to do the new raid strat, which is basically you do raids, right? And then because every time you finish a raid you get cloves, pretty quickly compared to something like Infinite, you would get the cloves and you would sell them, and then you do the spin wheel. So I'll actually show an example just to make it more clear. By the way, you can also get reels from Infinite now. You get a lot more, but it's not as efficient as the method I'm going to show you for rerolls, which I think is the best method in my opinion, that I'm actually going to farm quite a lot. Okay, so you can do any Act 6 raid. I highly recommend you do the latest one. I haven't actually unlocked it myself yet, but we're just doing the One Piece one for example. So all you're going to do is you're going to beat the stage. Now if you have any macros or whatever that you want to do for the stage, just do that. It'll make it quicker. But yeah, just want to beat the stage, and I'm just show you like what the strat is. Obviously you want to AFK farm the raid. It's pretty simple, but it's just easier to show. So yeah, let me just quickly beat the stage. Okay, so you beat the raid, maybe you macro or whatever, and as you can see you get clovers. Now you can get the rainbow ones, the gold ones. If you play the game you already know what I'm saying, but you can get rerolls and clovers. It's kind of like a strat. You get rerolls from the raid every 3 minutes, or however fast you complete. You can do it fast in 3 minutes, 2 minutes. You can do like 2 minute 30, and then you get clovers. And then what you're saying is you get rerolls, you get clovers, and then the clovers you can exchange for rerolls. So it's kind of like you're getting, and then you got the permanent quest as well for your damage quest. So you're kind of getting like a lot of rerolls. So let's say, for example, yeah, you get about 300, you get 500 rolls from a raid. Then from the capsules, let's say you get another 200. And let's say from your damage quest, you're getting another, 100. But if you was to farm Infinite instead for rerolls, you'd get about like a decent amount from a run. Like you'd get a decent amount, but you get barely any clovers that you could redeem for the St. Patrick's event. And so yeah, that's kind of like the downside to it. So it's like, I don't know. I think in my opinion, raids are better just because you get the clovers a lot faster, since you're constantly doing stages, because it just gives you at the end of a stage, right? So if you keep doing stages, you're going to keep getting those cloves and just keep getting rerolls, and you can get a decent amount. I mean, from the cloves, not only did I get a decent amount of rerolls, I got a lot of these essence collectors, or redeem, whatever you call it. Yeah, essence selector, my bad. I've used quite a lot to get Shinra Evo, so yeah, it made my life very easy, evoing about 4 units, and I didn't have to grind any essence, because these essence selectors that you get from the merchant, the leprechaun, or whatever you want to call him. So I highly recommend, if you want to farm rerolls, you want to AFK farm, you just AFK farm Act 6 of a raid, and then yeah, that's the best strat. Then when you get a bunch of clovers, you go here, trade, just sell them, and then you talk to the leprechaun over here, and then you just spend all your currency, and you should end up with a decent amount of rerolls. Yeah, that's pretty much the methods when it comes to rerolls. Don't get me wrong, you can get reels from Infinite, and you do get food like the yokai meat. So if you need food and then you also want some reels on the side, then don't hesitate to do Infinite. But if you want just pure maximize the amount of reels you're going to get, I recommend just doing raids and then spending your clovers. Now, in my opinion, I'm not going to lie to you, the whole how to get jewels the fastest way, it's just going to be to do raids. So you might as well just get your rerolls and your jewels at the same time. Obviously, you got all the other methods I mentioned in this video, like the battle pass gives you jewels, your level rewards give you jewels, the leprechaun can give you some jewels, the daily spins can give you some jewels. But if you want to AFK farm them, I'm telling you right now, do your raids, you get your jewels, you get your rerolls, and then you get the leprechaun currency, so you can spin on that and get even more shards, even more jewels, even more rerolls. So yeah, I think it's overall, like if you want something to AFK and you're really just going to get a bunch of everything but maybe a little bit less shards, it's just going to be to do raids. Now the only problem is I want to show you guys how to macro the last one, but I don't have it unlocked. But I'm going to show you how to macro raids in general. Macroing is allowed by ALS, so don't worry about that. And what we're going to be using is Tiny Task. A lot of you already know about Tiny Task. But if you don't, you have to be on PC to macro, at least to do the macro that I'm going to show you. There is ways to do it on mobile, but I'm on PC right now, so I can't really show you how to do that. So first thing we're going to do is I'm quickly do settings. We're going to go into raid and we're going to lose. Okay, so we're going to go Act 6. Make sure you do Act 6. And we're going to lose and we're not going to do anything. Actually, we're going to win. We're not going to lose. We're going to win. Okay, so win the stage and open up your Tiny Task. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So you want to beat the stage like I said, and you want to get that Tiny Task downloaded, the link in the description to do this macro. Because listen, you're going to be getting your rerolls, your jewels, then your leprechaun currency, whatever you want to call it, the clovers, okay? So we're just going to quickly piss a bunch of units down. We'll just put Leaf and auto upgrade. Look, it's quite easy as well, these raids. So you can just use whatever. So we're just going to do our settings right now whilst we wait to beat the stage. So we'll put play speed 1x. Actually, no. Play custom speed 5x. If you want to set the custom speed, just do here. Put 5, click OK. You're going to enable continuous playback. For this showcase, we'll put playback on this, recording hotkey on F8, and then we're going to switch them later on. So just copy these settings. Playback on this, recording hotkey on F8, continuous playback, custom speed 5x, and there you go. Now all we're going to do is beat the stage. So don't start recording until we beat the stage. Remember, the recording hotkey is F8. So yeah, let me just quickly beat the stage. But don't click anything once you beat it. Just stay at the winning screen. Okay, so all we're simply going to do is we're going to press F8 because that's our recording hotkey. Okay, we're going to click that. Spam click retry. All right, then we're going to place down whatever we need to place down. So maybe we need to place down Oshi. Then maybe we're going to place down Jorno. Then when you want to press spam click T. Then you want to place Luffy, click Luffy, spam press T. Maybe you want to place Shinra here. Click him and then spam T. And then just end the recording. So it's quite a simple one. Then we're going to do playback we're going to do recording hotkey, switch it to that playback hotkey, switch to F8, and then we have continuous playback on. I'm just going to press F8 and yeah, it should work. Now the only thing is because it took a decent amount of time to set that recording up, they might have gotten past, which is kind of a problem. And obviously you can see that each unit is being upgraded because I clicked T on my keyboard after I placed them. So hopefully they didn't get past. I mean, if they did, Jono should hopefully heal the base, which should make it not a problem. But yeah, we'll just have to find out. So yeah, the macro is quite simply, you know, it's easy to record. I did kind of explain it kind of bad, so I do apologize. If you don't understand anything, just let me know in the comments and hopefully I will reply. And if I don't, hopefully somebody else should. But it's pretty simple. You just record, you place down each unit, and then you just press T after you place down the unit. So let's say I place Jorno, T, place Shinra, T, place Luffy, and then T, and then T is basically the shortcut for upgrading the unit. And then just end the recording, you just play on loop, and it'll constantly replay, try to place down the units again, and then upgrade them, and then you just keep doing that over and over again. So as long as you got good units, it should be really easy to do. And if you're struggling, you can just do an easier raid, because all raid Act 6 gives you rerolls, but some of them obviously just give a little bit better rewards than others. But yeah, it's pretty simple. And then you get your clovers, so you can get guaranteed jewels from this. You get you get a chance at rerolls, and then you get the clovers, which you can spend for rerolls, a chance of getting rerolls, and then you got your permanent quest, which gives you some rerolls. So yeah, just a bunch of ways to get rerolls. So it's a good AFK farm. You can technically get everything. You can get a little bit of mythic shards from the leprechaun capsules. Nothing too crazy though. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. If you did enjoy it or you found it useful, please do subscribe. Let me know if I spoke too fast. I'm known for kind of speaking fast, so if you didn't understand anything, just let me know in the comment section down below. But yeah, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.